So spherical coordinates, we have rho, theta, phi. Okay. So the coordinate is rho, theta, and phi. Okay. This is rho. This is theta. And this is phi. Okay, tu nama-nama dia lah. Alright. So now, here, I will give you the formula. The formulas for all of this term. So in spherical coordinates, number one, we will have rho. So the formula of rho is similar like R, but now we have three variables for rho, since rho is the radius for sphere. Okay, so rho squared equals to x squared plus y squared plus z squared. And then number two, we will have R. Okay, R in spherical coordinate is equals to rho sine phi. Okay, rho sine phi. Therefore, x in spherical coordinates is equals to rho sine phi cos theta. Okay. Why is that so? Because in cylindrical coordinates, guys, let us recall. Okay, rectangular coordinates, we have x, y, z. Okay, and then we also have cylindrical coordinate. Last week we already learned about cylindrical coordinate. We have r, theta, and z. Okay, so we know from the cylindrical coordinates we have. Saya approve dulu. Ada yang baru join kita ni. So rho theta z, alright, r theta z, r equals to square root of x squared plus y squared, isn't it? And then kita ada x equals to r cos theta kan? And then y equals to r sin theta. Ini yang last week kita belajar, rectangular coordinates and cylindrical coordinates. So now, the relationship between spherical coordinates and cylindrical coordinate is, as you can see here, x equals to r cos theta. Okay, r. So in this case, r equals to rho sin phi. Okay, so memandangkan since x equals to r cos theta, so that's why we will have x equals to rho sin phi cos theta because this is r. Understand? Faham tak relationship dia tu? Because x in cylindrical is r cos theta, so in spherical, since r equals to rho sin phi, therefore x equals to rho sin phi cos theta lah. Okay, so how about y? How about y?
Rho sin phi sin theta.
Yes, very good. Rho sin phi sin theta. Well done. Okay, because this is r. Okay, good. All right, so next is tangent theta. Okay, guys, tangent theta, just the same like tangent theta in cylindrical coordinate. Okay, so tangent theta equals to y over x. Sama je formula macam cylindrical. Okay, next apa lagi? We will have z. Yes, z in spherical equals to rho cos phi. Okay, rho cos phi. Right? And then next we will have tangent phi. Tadi tangent theta. This is tangent theta. But tangent phi, Sebab because in spherical we have two angles guys. Ada dua angles. Satu theta, satu lagi phi. Okay, phi is equivalent to R over Z. Okay, R over Z. So now, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mana lagi? Angles. Okay, the angles in spherical is, okay, number 1 you will have theta. So theta from 0 until 2 pi. So of course, theta is by referred to, you can find theta by referring to x and y axis. Okay, x and y axis. And then for phi, okay guys, phi is from 0 until pi. Okay, phi ni nak refer kat mana? You have to refer to z axis. Okay, kalau theta, you tengok saya highlight warna yellow for theta. Theta kita tengok pada paksi x dengan y. Okay, so dia pusing macam gitu. Tapi kalau if we want to identify the phi, we have to refer to z axis. This is the phi. Okay, for example, let I sketch the sphere, a sphere. Let's say we have a sphere like this. Okay. If you have wait a minute. Siapa lagi yang baru join ni? Okay. Let's say we have a sphere like this. Menggigil-gigil tangan saya. Like this. Okay. Theta. Okay guys, I will use warna purple. Okay, the purple color to represent theta. Theta is from x-axis positive, ni, 0 degrees until 200 and 360 degrees, 2 pi. That is theta. Okay, theta. Theta ni warna purple. Alright. Now, for phi, phi, cara nak tengok phi ialah, I will use green color. Okay, phi is from z axis. Okay, from here, z positive. Z axis positive and the maximum is, the maximum of z axis is until z negative. Okay, that's why maximum of z axis is maximum of phi is until pi. Okay, from 0 until pi. Because we don't have, for phi, we cannot have here to here. No, cannot. Okay, we just have positive part of z until negative part of z. Okay, so daripada positif ni sampai ke negatif. So that is the range for phi. Phi yang warna hijau. Purple yang warna, purple. Theta yang warna purple. Green color representing the phi. Purple color representing the theta. Can you understand the difference between theta and phi?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so let's say we have semicircle, hemisphere, okay, positive hemisphere. Means that we don't have negative part of Z. So kalau hemisphere, if we have only hemisphere, we don't have the negative part of Z, isn't it? Therefore, what happened to the phi? It becomes from 0 until pi over 2 only. Okay, because we don't have the negative part of Z for hemisphere. But if we have a complete sphere like this, then phi from 0 until pi. So if you want to identify phi, make sure you relate with z-axis. Okay, ingat kalau phi z-axis paksi z, kalau theta paksi x dengan y. That's the two things lah. Okay, so now let us take a look at exercise 4.6.3. Kita try to convert from rectangular to spherical coordinates first, so that you can have a clear view of this spherical coordinates. So for question number 1, number 2 is quite straightforward. Just substitute the formula. I'm going to solve question number 3. Exercise 3. Okay, so now let's take a look at question 3a. We have rho equals to square root 5. Okay, express the equation in rectangular coordinates. It said that we need to express the equation in rectangular coordinates and we need to sketch the surface. Okay, so now for question 3a, rho equals to square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared from this formula. Okay, from the upper formula here. Okay, rho equals to square root of summation of the quadratic x and y and z. And then since rho equals to square root 5, thus we can say that, okay, equals to, equals to square root 5. So if we square both sides, then we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 5. Okay, so we know that from here, this is a sphere with radius 5. Okay, so we can sketch the sphere just as simple as that. So this is 5, 5 and 5. Okay, settle 3a. 3b, we have theta equals to pi over 4. 3b, we have theta equals to pi over 4. So in this case, guys, which formula that we need to use bila melibatkan theta ni? Kita ada banyak formula ni. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 formula. Which one? Of course lah kita guna formula ni sayang. Tangent theta ni. Okay. So we have tangent theta equals to y over x. Therefore tangent pi over 4 equals to y over x. If you use your calculator, try to find tangent pi over 4 or tangent 45 degrees. This is equivalent to what? Lupa dah chapter 1 ni.
1.
Yes, 1. Okay, this is 1. So 1 equals to y over x. Okay, so 1 equals to y over x. Therefore, y equals to x. Right. So if we sketch the solid, right? X, y, and z. So y equals to x, we have something like this. We don't have z, so therefore this plane should be parallel along z. So that is the surface for tangent for theta equals to pi over 4. All right, so now where should we denote the theta? Okay, I use purple color. So theta from here to here, this is theta equals to pi over 4. So theta equals to pi over 4 representing a plane. Okay, a plane. All right, next question. 3c. Phi equals to pi over 4. Phi pula. 3c, phi equals to pi over 4. So which formula? Nak guna formula mana?
Tan phi.
Tangent phi, isn't it? Yang last kali tu. Tangent phi. Alright, so tangent phi equals to r over z. So we use this formula. Okay, so as we know earlier, tangent, since phi is pi over 4, so tangent pi over 4 equals to r over z. Okay, so tangent pi over 4, we know already this is equivalent to 1, so r over z. Therefore, we have z equals to r. Okay, so right now kita nak sketch graph ni. What should we do? We have to change or convert this into rectangular coordinate. Okay, so in order to change this into rectangular coordinates, we will have formula of r equals to square root of x squared plus y squared. So this is a what? Graph 3D. This equation representing a what? A?
Hemisphere.
Mana hemisphere? Hemisphere dia kena ada 3 variable. Dia ada radius tolak benda tu. Ni tak ada radius kan? Chapter 1. Ingat balik. Untuk apa ni? Ini bukan. Come on guys, come on. Nak exam dah ni. Lagi 2 minggu nak exam ni. This is a cone. Ingat betul-betul. So if we have phi equals to pi over 4 representing a cone. If theta equals to pi over 4 representing a plane. Kalau theta, plane. Tapi kalau phi yang pi over 4 equals to a cone. Alright. So now we have this figure or surface of a cone. Nanti recall balik masa study week tu. Chapter 1 graph sketching ni. Penting sebab guna dalam chapter 4. Alright, so we have this cone. Alright. So kenapa? Why phi equals to pi over 4 representing a cone? Where is the position of phi? Phi tu dekat sini guys. From z-axis to this line. This is your phi equals to pi over 4. 45 degrees. So that's why phi equals to pi over 4 representing a cone. Understand? Understand guys?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So next, let's take a look at topic 4.6.4, right? Yang ni rectangular to spherical ni you boleh tukar lah ni. Just substitute the formula. Okay. We go to spherical, triple integral in spherical coordinates. Ni yang penting ni. Okay. Again, let us recall what we already learned last week. We have triple integrals, okay, with region G for 3D, okay, and we also have fx, y, z. This is for rectangular coordinates dv. So for rectangular coordinates dv, we have 3 terms, dz, dy, dx, or dz, dx, dy lah. Okay, 3 terms. 3 terms. Okay, and then we also have in cylindrical coordinates. Region G, we have f, r, theta, and z. So in cylindrical coordinates, okay, this one rectangular coordinates. This one for cylindrical. Okay, in cylindrical coordinates, we have r dz, dr, d theta. So 4 terms. Okay, this is your dv. 4 terms. All right. So now in spherical coordinates, lagi dahsyat. Okay, spherical coordinates. We will have triple integrals towards region G. Okay, guys. So we have f. Our variables here are rho, theta, and phi. Okay, and then dv dalam spherical. Okay, we will have 5 terms. 5 beradik. Okay, 5 terms. We will have rho squared sine phi d rho d theta d phi, like that. Okay, so dia ada 5 terms dalam spherical. Ini you all punya dv ni, dv. So dv kita ada 5 terms. Kalau cylindrical 4 je, r dz d r d theta. But dv in spherical we have rho squared sine phi d rho d theta d phi. Okay, 5 terms. So the position for theta and phi can be switched. Okay, because these are just constants. It can be d phi d theta or d theta d phi lah, either one. But first we should have d rho. D rho dulu lah. Okay. So now let's take a look at exercise 4.6.4. Okay. We take the easiest one first. Okay, question number 1, sketch the region G and evaluate the iterated integral. Okay, as usual guys, if the question did not ask you to sketch the region, so no need for you to sketch. But in this question, you have to sketch the region lah, since the question asks you. Okay, so now how do we sketch the region? Okay, look here carefully guys. Alright. First we take out the limit. Okay, so from the limit we know that rho is from 0 until 2. So we have rho equals to 2. Alright. So we know that since rho equals to 2, so we know that this is a sphere with radius 2. Okay. However, is it a complete sphere or not? It depends on theta and phi. Okay. Next we have phi. Phi is from 0 until pi over 2. So in this case, phi is from 0 until pi over 2. Okay, kalau paksi Z tu, dia daripada Z exist kan? Paksi Z tu, dia daripada 0 sampai pi per 2. 0 until pi over 2. Sampai situ je kan? Your phi. Until pi over 2, right? So we don't have until negative Z. So it means that it should be a what? A complete sphere or not?
Hemisphere.
Hemisphere. Okay, good. Very good. So from the phi, we know that this is a hemisphere because until pi over 2 only. Okay. Now we take a look at theta. Theta. Betul ke hemisphere tadi? Kita punya hypothesis tu. Okay, so theta, I'm using orange color. Okay, theta from 0 until pi. So this is not until 2 pi. Okay, from 0 until pi only. So theta from 0 until pi only. So if we plot the axis. Okay, ini saya buat step by step ni nak suruh you faham tapi kalau dalam final exam you jangan buat macam ni pula. Tak perlu. Saya buat ni just nak bagi you faham konsep kedudukan theta dengan phi tu kat mana. Dalam final exam nanti you straight away sketch the graph je guys. Okay. So we have x, y, z kan. Alright, now theta from, I'm using blue color. Okay, purple lah, purple. Okay, purple color, theta from 0, so from x-axis, positive, until pi. So kosong sampai y-axis ni 90 darjah, sampai pi sampai belakang je. Right, so theta equals to pi from x positive until x negative. So this is not a complete hemisphere. Okay. Kalau dia patah balik ke depan, baru betul itu adalah hemisphere yang complete, separuh sphere yang complete. But now it becomes only quarter of the sphere. Okay, so the real graph, region G, is this. Okay, region G. X, Y, and Z. We just have a quarter. Okay, because we only have this. Okay, and then we just have this. Okay. Okay. So now this is the angle of theta. Theta equals to pi. And then the angle of phi from the axis to the base. Phi is equals to pi over 2. That's why we just have quarter of the sphere. Understand? Understand guys?
Understand.
Kalau theta ni patah balik ke sini, kalau theta you tu pusing balik ke sini, baru dia ada belah sini. Baru dia ada belah kiri ni. Tapi dia tak ada. Okay, dia hanya ada sampai situ je. Gitu. So we just have a quarter of sphere lah. Alright. So now, this is region G lah. Okay, so kalau you see from above, what shape you can have if you see from above? We can have this semicircle kan? Okay. So the base is actually your region R lah. Alright, so now let us proceed with the integration. Okay, integrate ni macam biasa guys, as usual. We just proceed 0 pi 0 until pi over 2. Okay, right now sin phi and sin phi and cos phi just constant, so we just integrate with respect to rho first. So this is your rho. Alright, so we have rho to the power of 4 over 4. Okay, that's the first step. Integrate with respect to rho first. Okay. So rho to the power of 4 over 4, substitute rho from 0 until 2. So this is sine phi, cos phi, just copy it down here. D phi d theta. Okay, so 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 16 divide by 4 should be 4 again. So 4 can be taken out, just a constant. So you all dapat ini. Okay, now sine phi, cos phi. Okay, we have to make a substitution. Alright, so we let u equals to sine phi. So du equals to differentiate sign, we get cos phi d phi lah. Okay, so we can substitute the limit. So when phi equals to pi over 2, then we will have u equals to sine pi over 2. So sine pi over 2 is 1. And then when phi equals to 0, we will have u equals to sine 0 equals to 0. Alright? So now we need to substitute the limits and the substitution into our integral. We have 4 from 0 until pi. Okay, kita dapat 0 until 1 lah. Kita substitute je. Okay, so just substitute this 0, 1 here. Pi over 2 ni. Okay, and then sine phi is your u. Okay, cos phi d phi. Here, cos phi d phi is actually du. Okay, so you just put du. And then d theta. Right, kan dah mudah nak integrate tu. So next we will have integrate u. Jadi senang lah, u squared over 2, isn't it? So we have 4 integration from 0 until pi u squared over 2. Macam huruf. Gitu. U squared over 2. Substitute 0 and 1 d theta. So we will have 1 over 2. So 4 times 1 over 2 lah bawa keluar. So 0 until pi d theta. So we will have 2. Integrate 1 with respect to theta should get theta. So 0 until pi. Therefore we will have 2 pi. Okay, so the answer is 2 pi for the first question. Alright, now let's take a look at second question. Okay, use spherical coordinates to find the volume of the solid bounded above by the sphere and below by the cone. Alright. Question 2. Above by sphere. Alright, let's highlight the keywords here. So in your final exam, please highlight the keywords. Baca betul-betul. So above the sphere and below the cone. Below the cone. Bounded above by the sphere. Atas tu sphere, bawah tu cone. Alright. So we're gonna have something looks like this. We have X, Y, and Z. Okay, first of all, let us sketch the sphere. We have this sphere. Okay, and then the sphere with radius what? Berapa radius sphere ni? What's the radius, guys?
3.
Yes, very good. Should be 3 lah. Dia kata rho equals to 3 kan. So yes, the radius is 3. So here should be 3. Right here -3. At the back should be -3. Atas ni pun 3 lah. Alright. Next we have a cone. Cone phi equals to pi over 4. Tadi kita dah belajar kan. Phi equals to pi over 4 is a cone. So this is the cone. Okay, that's the cone. Okay, we know that the phi here, phi equals to pi over 4. Okay, now I'm going to highlight the region G. Okay, the region G, it said that bounded above by the sphere. So above by this sphere. Okay, so that's the upper limit. And then bounded below by the cone. So bawah ni cone hijau ni. Okay, so it just looks like an ice cream cone, right? Betul tak? Dia macam ice cream cone. So if I sketch this graph, region kita ni hanyalah it looks like this. X, Y, Z. Macam ice cream cone betul lah. Bawah ni cone. Okay, this is the cone. And then bounded above by the sphere. So sphere tu yang ni lah. Equals to 3. Macam tu. Okay. So if you see from above, we will have a circle like this, isn't it? Kita akan nampak bentuk circle bayang-bayang kita tu kan? Ni yang sama saiz dengan yang ni. Kan? Sama saiz dengan yang ni. Mestilah bayang-bayang dia pun circle yang tu. Sebab that's the maximum size dia kan? So the reflection or the projection is this. This is your region R. And the whole thing, let's say saya warnakan semua ni. The solid ice cream cone ni, this is region G. Bayang-bayang biru bawah tu adalah region R lah. Okay. Region R ni penting. Okay, region R. Noted sikit. Region R is used to identify the limit for theta and limit for theta lah. Limit untuk theta je. Okay, dalam kes ni limit untuk theta. Dia dah tak ada R dah. Kalau cylindrical, dia ada R kan. Tapi dalam kes ni dia tak ada R. Dia ada rho. Rho tu berdasarkan paksi Z lah. Okay. So now let us solve this question. Volume. Okay guys, so volume we don't have any function in the middle, right? So we just have this region G and then fxyz equals to 1. We don't have any function and then dv. Right. So now the same thing happened in spherical coordinates. We have region G, again 1, but our dv is 5 terms. Rho squared sine phi d rho d phi d theta or d theta d phi. So that's the formula of volume in spherical. The function here, the function here, f rho theta phi equals to 1. Sebab dia calculate volume. So function kat tengah-tengah tu 1 lah. So now we will have equals to, okay. Rho from where to where? Limit of rho. Kat belakang ni macam tadilah rho squared sin phi d rho d phi d theta. So rho equals to, of course lah, rho daripada kosong kan. Jejari untuk sphere ni, kan atas tu sphere. So from 0 until rho equals to 3. Okay. And then now phi. Phi is from 0 daripada paksi Z kan. Z positif ni. Ni Z positif sampailah ke sini. That's your phi kan. Phi equals to pi over 4. So from 0 until pi over 4 lah. Okay, now how about theta? Theta you nampak macam gitu kan? So region R kita is a complete circle. Okay, it is a complete circle. So bila circle tu complete, what happen? Theta daripada?
0 to 2 pi.
Theta from? Yes, theta from 0 until pi. So you can finish the integration. Okay, so we have 0 until 2 pi, 0 until pi over 4, and then we have to integrate rho squared. So rho squared becomes rho cubed over 3. So substitute 0 until 3. Sin rho d rho, d rho pula, rho tak ada lah. D phi d theta. So 3 cube is 27, divided by 3 we get 9. So 9 can be taken out because just a constant. So 0 until 2 pi, 0 until pi over 4, sin phi d theta. Okay, integrate sin phi becomes negative or positive cos? Negative ke positive cos? Integrate sin.
Negative.
Okay, very good. Negative cos phi. So we substitute 0 until pi over 4 d theta. Okay, so we can substitute the limit. So we have negative cos pi over 4 minus negative cos 0 d theta. So cos pi over 4, we will have square root 2 over 2, right? Ini equals to square root 2 over 2. Kalau nak pakai calculator pun boleh guys, tak apa. It's okay. You can use you can put your answer up to 3 decimal places. And this one equals to 1 lah, cos 0. So we have 9, 0 until 2 pi. Negative square root 2 over 2. Minus minus become plus 1 d theta. So this one, 9, this is just constant. 1 minus 1 over square root 2 kan. Sama lah, 1 over square root 2 ni sama dengan square root 2 over 2 So 0 until 2 pi d theta. So integrate 1 with respect to theta, kita dapat theta. So now substitute 0 until 2 pi. So 9, 1 minus 1 over square root 2 times 2 pi. So 2 kali 9, 18 pi lah. So 1 minus 1 over square root 2. So that's the answer. Okay, next question. Let's take a look at question number. Okay, let's say question number 3. Okay, question number 3. It said that the solid lies inside the sphere and outside the cones. Okay, berbeza tadi satu cone, only one cone, but now cones, 2 cones. So we have 2 sides of cones on z axis. Okay, sebab dia z squared tu, dia both sides, positive dan negative lah. And then sphere pun sama. Okay. So let's solve this question. Here. Okay, so now we have sphere and cones. Alright, so let us sketch the region. Okay, we have X, Y axis and Z axis. So let us sketch the cone. The cone pula, the sphere dulu. Okay, and then we also have a cone. So cone ni both sides lah. Sin Z squared. So dia nak kawasan mana ni guys? Dia nak inside sphere. Okay, jom kita highlight sikit. Inside sphere, outside cones. So dia nak kawasan ni kan? Saya pakai highlighter. I'll use green color. So we want to calculate the region inside sphere but outside the cones. So of course we have this side and this side too. Okay, so that's our region. All right. Now I think we all knows that the limit for theta, of course, from 0 until pi over 2, right? Because dia adalah complete sphere tu. Cuma kita kena consider bahagian cone tu. So cone is related to phi. Okay, always bear in mind cone related to phi. Because, you tengok dia punya phi tu guys, kat sini. Tak nak warna biru, saya pakai warna, let's say I use warna merah So this is your first phi for the limit and this is the second phi. Okay, sebab kita nak kawasan yang tak kena dengan outside the cones. So how do we identify the limit for phi? Okay, let us equate the equations. Alright. Now, since x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 4, we know that this is rho squared equals to 4, isn't it? So limit for rho, of course, from 0 until 2. So here is 2, right here is 2, up here also 2. Okay, so we don't have problem for the limit of rho. Okay, now we will have a limit for phis like this. Z squared equals to x squared plus y squared. So z squared equals to x squared plus y squared. Okay, therefore, if we change to this formula, z squared equals to r squared, isn't it? Okay, and then tangent, as we know, tangent phi is equivalent to r over z. Betul tak tadi formula? Jom tengok balik. Tangent phi, yes, this one. Tangent phi equals to r over z. Okay, so kita ada tangent phi equals to r over z. Alright. So now from here we know that z is equivalent to r, betul tak? Okay. So since z equals to r, thus tangent phi equals to r over r lah kan? Sebab z equals to r. Okay, so this is equivalent to 1. Alright, so phi is equals to arctangent of 1. Alright, so if you use your calculator, you will get pi over 4 or 45 degrees. Okay, now the second phi, yang first ni pi over 4 lah. So how do we determine the second phi? Okay, now from here to here 180 degrees, isn't it? Atas ke bawah tu 180 darjah. So dekat sini 45 degrees. Okay, so how do we identify the second arrow tu yang warna merah yang besar sikit tu? How?
180 tolak 45.
Pandai, very good. So this is phi1. Phi1, yang besar ni phi2. Okay, so phi1 is 45 degrees. So that is the phi1. So phi2, we just have pi minus pi over 4, or 180 minus 45 degrees. So we will have 3 pi over 4. So settle lah. Okay. And then as I mentioned earlier, untuk angle theta, dia daripada sini dia keliling. Nampak tu dia sekeliling kan? So from 0 until 2 pi lah. Alright, so therefore the volume should be equals to triple integrals with rho squared sin phi d rho d phi d theta. So rho from 0 until 2 tadi kan? And then theta, phi from pi over 4 until 3 pi over 4, and then theta from 0 until 2 pi. Okay, so let us proceed with the integration. Macam sama macam tadi lah. So rho square is rho cube over 3. Substitute 0 and 2, sin phi d theta. Okay, so 2 cube is 8 over 3. Macam tu. Terbalik pula. So we have sin phi. Okay, so cos 3 pi over 4 is negative 1 over square root 2. And here also cos pi over 4 is 1 over square root 2. So we will have 8 over 3. Negative becomes positive. Minus plus lah 1 over square root 2 d theta. So we will have 2 over square root 2, isn't it? Yang ni integrate 1 with respect to theta, dapat theta lah. 0 until 2 pi. So 8 over 3, 2 over square root 2 multiply with 2 pi. So 8 kali 2 kali 2. 16 darab 2, 32. So 32 pi over 3 and square root 2. Or this is, kalau you nak jadikan di square root 2 over 2, so divide by 2, jadi 16 per 3 square root 2 pi. Benda yang sama lah ni. Okay. Alright. Again, if you want to use calculator yang tak boleh nak convert tu, tak apa, it's okay guys. You can put your answer up to 3 decimal places in final exam. 3 titik perpuluhan. Alright, so next question. Mana kita nak buat ni? Okay, let us do question number 4. Menarik ni. We have to convert this rectangular to spherical coordinates. Question number 4. Okay guys, so now let's take a look at the limit. Okay, here limit of z is square root 1 minus x squared minus y squared. So z equals to square root of 1 minus x squared minus y squared. So we have here z squared equals to 1 minus x squared plus y squared. Macam ni lah. So if we change or rearrange the position of the variables, we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 1. So we know that this is a hemisphere. But this is a sphere. Complete sphere. However, since the limit, the original one is, we have square root sign, so automatically this becomes a hemisphere. Okay, so next, y from limit of y from 0 until square root of 1 minus x squared. Okay, so dia adalah semicircle ni, x from -1 until 1. Okay, so from the limit of y and x, y from 0 until square root 1 minus x squared, and then x from -1 until 1. If I sketch the region R, so if I sketch it, we can have x and y. So y tu adalah semicircle, positive. Okay, y equals to square root of 1 minus x squared. And of course, x from -1 until 1. So that is the region R. Okay. So kita tahu dah tadi, kalau Z ni, Z is representing a hemisphere, but the region R representing a semicircle. So what should we have here is region G. Okay, we have X, Y, and Z. So dia bentuk apa guys sebenarnya? Saya tanya dulu you all. Is it a hemisphere? Okay, hemisphere. Let's say you sketch hemisphere kan? Hemisphere macam ni. You ada macam ni tadi kan? Okay, radius you 1. 1 macam tu kan? Okay, if you plot hemisphere, complete hemisphere, then if you see from above, projection you all ni, bayang-bayang dia ni, you will get a complete sphere, betul tak? Right? You will get a complete sphere. However, our region R kita ni, only semicircle. So what happened guys? What happened?
Only half of it.
Yes, only half of it. Very good. Well done. Only half of it. So we don't have the negative part of Y. Sebab region R tak ada pun bahagian bawah Y tu. Negative Y axis, no region for negative Y axis. So on the left part ni, kita tak ada. We don't have this part. Okay? We don't have this part. So this can be erased. And dia tak ada yang ni. Ni pun tak ada. We don't have this part. We just have positive part of Y. So that's why it becomes a quarter sphere. Suku sphere je sebenarnya. Macam yang tadi tu. Soalan yang mula-mula tadi tu kan. This only here. So X, yes, because the region X from positive 1 until negative 1. Macam tu. So understand how to sketch the region? Understand, guys?
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, good. Well done, well done. Ni, markah dia dalam final exam, I think around 12 marks for spherical. Triple integral in spherical. Biasanya dalam 12 markah lah. Okay, so let us solve this. This can be changed into equals to. Okay, now I want you to give me the conversion. Okay, apa dalam rho dalam theta? Apa limit rho theta tu? Okay, first of all, let us change the function here. Exponential to the power of negative x squared plus y squared plus z squared. This is equivalent to rho squared. Okay, to the power of 3 over 2. So 3 over 2. Because of this. Okay. Yang belakang ni, terms belakang ni samaan dengan apa, guys? Nak convert kepada spherical ni. dz dy dx equals to?
rho square.
Ya, rho squared sin phi d rho d phi d theta. Or d theta d phi. Either one lah, it's up to you. Tak kisah mana-mana d phi dengan d theta tu boleh ubah position. Alright, so that's 5 terms. 5 beradik dalam spherical. You kena ingat tu. Dia ada 5 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 terms. Ini you kena hafal ni. Memang kena ingat. Okay. Alright. Now, the limit for radius of the quarter sphere. Rho from rho start from 0 until rho equals to
1.
1. Yes, very good. And then phi from 0, sebab daripada paksi z exist ni, this is your phi from 0 until here. Phi equals to what?
Pi over 2.
Yes, very good. Pi over 2. Okay, sebab semi hemisphere tu kan. So phi from 0 until pi over 2. Okay, and now theta? Theta from?
0 to pi.
0 to pi. Okay, well done. Very good. 0 to pi. Because we can see from here. Okay, theta daripada kosong. Ni, theta kosong darjah sampai theta equals to pi ni. Macam tu. So theta from 0 until pi. Okay, well done. Very good. Okay, so now we can proceed with the integration. Alright, 0 until pi, 0 until pi over 2. Okay, 0 until 1. Exponential negative rho to the power of 3, isn't it? Rho cube kan? 2 darab 3/2, 2 tu boleh cancel. Okay, and then we have rho squared sin phi d rho d phi d theta. Okay. So now, how do we integrate this? We can cancel the power of exponential by substitution. We let u equals to rho cube. So differentiate u, we get 2 rho, 2 pula, 3 rho squared d rho. Okay. So therefore, d rho equals to du over 3 rho squared lah. Macam tu. So now we need to change the limit. So when rho equals to 1, we have u equals to 1 cube. So also equals to 1 lah. And then when rho equals to 0, again u equals to 0 cube. So 0. Tak berubah lah. So 1 cube equals to 1, 0 cube equals to 0. Alright, so now let us substitute into our integration. 0 until pi, 0 until pi over 2, 0 until 1 ni maintain sebab dia tak berubah sama. And then exponent negative u. Okay, so exponent negative u, we have rho squared. So rho squared here. Sin phi d rho. D rho is du over 3 rho squared. Gitu. This one. D rho equals to du over 3 rho squared. Okay, so we have d phi d theta. Alright, so now we can cancel this. Rho squared, 3 rho squared kat bawah ni. So 1 over 3 can be taken out. 1/3 tu bawa keluar lah. Alright, so we will have 1 over 3, 0 until pi, 0 until pi over 2. Exponent negative u, integrate, we will get negative exponent negative u. Substitute 0 and 1. Okay, 0 and 1, so d phi d theta lah. Okay, so sin phi tertinggal, sorry. Saya pun tertinggal dah. Cut is sin phi. And then we will have pi 0 pi over 2 negative exponent negative 1 minus negative exponent negative 0 like this kan. Sin phi d phi d theta. So we will have this one is equivalent to 1. So positive negative becomes positive. 1 tolak exponent negative 1 ni boleh bawa keluar lah. So 1 over 3, 1 minus exponent negative 1. Okay, so 0 until pi, integrate sin phi, we get negative cos phi. So substitute 0 pi over 2 d theta. So we will have 1 over 3, 1 minus exponent negative 1. Darabkan dengan 0 until pi, so negative cos pi over 2 minus negative cos 0. So d theta, again, this is equivalent to 0. This is 1. So dapat 1 lah. Okay. Tak ada effect lah kan. So next we proceed to integrate with theta. So we just have pi. Darab dengan pi. Macam tu. Done. Okay. So that's the answer. Alright guys, so next question. Soalan mana lagi nak cari ni? Let's look at question number 5. Okay, question number 5. Okay, we have 2 equations here. Z equals to square root x squared plus y squared. So we know that this is a cone, right? This is a cone. And then another one is z equals to square root of 8 minus x squared minus y squared. So we know that this is a hemisphere. Kan? Okay, now kita tahu dah dia ada cone, dia ada hemisphere. Right, so if we convert this, We know that Z equals to R, so tangent phi equals to R over Z. So we know that tangent phi equals to 1. Okay, so phi equals to arctangent of 1. So phi equals to pi over 4 lah, of course. Alright, so settle. Okay, now for the hemisphere, again, if we square both sides, so we will have 8 minus x squared minus y squared. So x squared plus y squared plus x squared equals to 8. Therefore, rho squared equals to 8. So rho equals to square root 8. Gitu. Okay, so phi ada. Rho pun dah ada. Rho equals to square root 8. Okay, now guys, let's take a look at region R. Okay, region R, kita ada X. Limit of X is, X pula. Betul lah. X from 0 until square root of 4 minus y squared. And then y from 0 until 2. 0 until 2. Okay. So now guys, if we sketch the region R, X, Y here. Okay. We have X equals to square root of. So dia adalah semicircles untuk X ni. It should be on the right, isn't it? Dia sebelah kanan. Suppose it should be like this. Okay, suppose it should be like this. X equals to square root of 4 minus y squared. Okay, however, now since y only from 0 until 2, dia daripada 0 sampai ke 2 sahaja. So dia tak ada yang bawah ni. So we have to erase this part. Okay, so only here. Only this is the region R. Okay. So what happened, guys? Okay, we have a cone, we have hemisphere, 3D. Untuk region G, if we sketch or combine sphere and cone, logically, if we combine hemisphere and this cone, we will get an ice cream cone, isn't it? Sepatutnya dapat ice cream cone, but tengok macam mana dia punya graph X, Y and Z. Okay, suppose, okay, let's say this is the hemisphere. And then this is the cone. Okay, suppose akan dapat ice cream cone kan. However, region R only quarter of the circle. Ni region R ni only quarter, only first quadrant. Okay, so what happened? Only first quadrant. Okay, suppose, okay, saya ulang balik ayat saya ni. Suppose kita akan dapat pandangan daripada atas. Alright guys, if I sketch the projection, it should be like this kan. Yang ni, yang hijau ni. Yang hijau ni, combination of the hemisphere and the cone should be yang bawah ni. Okay, but region R only this, only the first quadrant. Okay, so what happened? Kita hanya ada suku ice cream tu sahaja. Okay, only quarter of the ice cream lah. So we just have something looks like this. Dia macam ni, lepas tu dia ke sini. We just have this. Suku ni saja. Alright. So Sebab kita follow yang ni. Kita follow bayang-bayang region R ni tadi. Okay, because x from 0 until square root of 4 minus y squared and then y from 0 until 2 only. Dia tak cover bahagian negatif. So dia hanyalah suku sahaja. Okay. Suku cone ice cream ni. So if I resketch the graph, it will be looks like this. Dia adalah macam ni. Suku je guys. And then the region R is this one lah. So that's the region actually. Okay, this is the region G. Setelah saya extract berdasarkan limit yang diberi. Understand, guys? Did you understand? Okay, good. So now let us convert this into spherical. We will have, okay, radius tadi dekat sini suppose rho equals to square root 8. So square root 8 lah. Okay. But the value here is 2. Okay, 2. Right, and then the the phi from here to here, phi should be pi over 4. Okay, and then theta from 0 until theta equals to 0, and then up here theta until pi over 2 only lah. Okay, so we will have integration like this. From 0, sekejap, kita buat daripada awal. So kat tengah-tengah ni dia ada function tak soalan ni? Z squared. What is Z? In spherical. Formula Z. Guys, Z equals to what in spherical?
Over R.
Rho cos
Rho cos phi. Okay, very good. So Z squared becomes rho squared cos squared phi lah. Rho squared cos squared phi macam tu. So here. Okay. So kat tengah-tengah ni adalah rho squared cos squared phi. Macam tu. Darabkan dengan rho squared sin phi d rho d phi d theta. 5 terms tadi tu. Lepas tu limit untuk rho is from 0 until square root 8. Okay, and then phi from 0 until phi equals to pi over 4. And then theta equals to 0 until theta equals to pi over 2. Sebab theta daripada sini, paksi X ni, positif hingga Y ni saja. So, daripada 0 ke pi per 2 lah. Phi pula. Theta sama dengan pi per 2. Okay, so now we can proceed with the integration. Okay guys, macam biasa. Proceed. So, rho squared you kembangkan dulu. Okay, from 0 until pi over 2. 0 until pi over 4. Rho squared jadi rho to the power of 4. Okay. Cos squared phi sin phi. D rho d phi d theta. Okay, so you can proceed lah guys. It's just same steps like previous question. Integrate macam biasa je. Next question. Okay, so let's take a look at question number, kita tengok yang bawah ni pula. 8, 9, 10 ni. Okay, let's look at question number 9. Okay, question number 9. Question number 8 tu just a hemisphere. It's already stated hemisphere. So mudah lah guys, just hemisphere. Okay, let's look at question number 9. Number 9 ni dia trick sikit. Okay. So for question number 9, we have a solid between spheres. Ada dua spheres sekarang ni. Okay, and above the cone. Okay, above the cone. Macam mana tu agak-agak you nak lukis tu? You ada dua sphere. Okay, betul dua sphere. Lepas tu dia ada cone. Above the cone. In the first octant. In the first octant je. So dia sebenarnya sebelah first octant mana? Sebelah depan, sebelah atas kan? Betul tak? Depan, atas. Ingat tak kita belajar 8 octant masa chapter 1. So dia tak ada bahagian bawah ni guys. Soalan ni dia nak bahagian atas sajalah sebab dia kata between spheres and cone in the first octant. So the keyword here is first octant. So bila first octant, what happened to the phi? Bila first octant, dia ada sampai ke bawah tak? Dia tak ada lah. Dia tak ada sampai ke bawah lah. So kalau if we can sketch, I just consider hemisphere yang belah atas sahajalah sebab dia nak first octant kan. So we will have X, Y, Z. Macam tu. Okay, satu jari berapa ni? For this question, rho equals to what? For X squared plus Y squared plus Z squared equals to 4. Rho equals to?
2.
2. Okay. And the second one? Rho equals to?
4.
4. Okay, well done. So you punya region tu guys, dia ada dua, let's say lah. Ada dua ni tau. Satu macam ni. Saya punya pen pun dah panas lah. Sekejap Okay, satu macam tu. Satu lagi dia besar sikit. I'm going to use blue colour. Okay, lepas tu dia ada cone. Cone macam ni. Di antara dua sphere and then dia ada cone macam ni. Okay. Tapi in the first octant sahaja. So first octant melibatkan kawasan ni sajalah. Okay, so dia adalah first octant. it should be yang ni pun sama kat kawasan ni saja. Gitu. So you punya bayang-bayang ni guys, dia adalah di antara dua sphere and then above the cone. Yang tu je lah. Okay. So we will have, okay, tengok ni dia punya function integration. dv equals to, okay, row kita ada dua tadi kan? Oh, before that, sebelum saya terlupa, ni the limit of phi. Okay, alright, so phi z squared equals to 3x squared plus 3y squared. So basically, if we take out like this, z squared equals to 3r squared. Kan? Okay, now since z equals to square root of 3r, macam ni. Okay, kita punca kuasa duakan dia. Jadi square root 3 lah. So we know that tangent phi, you kena ganti dalam formula tangent. Tangent phi equals to r over z. So since z equals to square root 3r, so tangent phi equals to r over square root 3r lah. Gantikan z tu dengan ni. Z tu dengan square root 3r, so dapatlah macam gini kan. So r dengan r boleh cancel. So we will have tangent phi equals to 1 over square root 3. Okay, so 1 over square root 3, what happened? Kalau you tekan calculator, phi equals to berapa ni? Shift tangent 1 over square root 3. Berapa guys?
Pi over 6.
Sorry? Pi over?
Pi over 6.
Okay, good. Very good. Pi over 6 ataupun 30 darjah Pi over 6. Alright, well done. So kita punya phi adalah pi over 6 lah. Alright. So dah settle kat situ. Sekejap ini saya bawa ke bawah lah. Tak muat ni. Alright. Okay, dia kata tadi first octane kan? So bila first octane, automatically kita punya region adalah yang sebelah sini sahaja, yang first octane ni. So our theta adalah from 0 until pi over 2 sahajalah guys. Sebab kita punya region R bila first octane tu dia akan jadi macam ni je kan. So theta from 0 until pi over 2. So theta dah ada, phi dah ada, rho pun dah ada tadi. Rho from 2 until 4. So can proceed lah. Okay, so now sudah x, y, z pula. Ambil kau, panjang ni. Okay, sekejap tak boleh tulis macam ni. Tak muat ni. Delete. Okay, saya tulis manual lah. Ni x, y, z bersamaan dengan limit. Okay, x adalah apa dalam spherical? Rho sin phi tadi kan? Cos theta. Okay, that is your x. Lepas tu y, rho sin phi sin theta. Panjang ni And then z pula adalah rho cos phi. Gantikan formula tadi guys. Yang banyak awal-awal tadi. Ada 9 formula tu. And then dv. dv is multiply with rho squared sin phi d rho d phi d theta. Okay, so the limit for rho is from 2 until 4. And the limit for phi tadi, mana you all dapat tadi? Pi over 6 ni. So phi from 0 until pi over 6. And then the angle theta from 0 until pi over 2 because of first octant. Okay, kalau dia tak mention first octant tu, dia 0 until 2 pi lah. Sebab dia dah kebetulan dia cakap first octant. So that's why 0 until pi over 2. Alright, so now we will have 0 until pi over 2. So dah harap dengan gembiranya guys. You all ada berapa ni? Rho 1, 2, 3. Rho kuasa 5. Right. Rho kuasa 5. Sin ada berapa? Sin 1, 2, 3. So sin cube. Sin cube phi and then cos. Cos theta ada 1. Sin theta ada 1. Cos phi ada 1. So kita ada cos phi, cos theta, sin theta. Sin phi pula, sin theta. D rho, D phi, D theta. Okay, so now, panjang ni. We have 0 until pi over 2, 0 until pi over 6. So rho to the power of 5 becomes rho to the power of 6. Tak nak keluar pula. Rho to the power of 6 over 6, substitute 0 until 4. So sin cube. Sorry guys, saya punya pen tidak panas. Sin cube phi cos theta sin theta d phi d theta. So 4 to the power of 6 becomes berapa ni? 4 kuasa 6. And then tolak. 4 dengan kosong pula. Sorry guys, ni 2 bawah ni. So, you proceed lah. Dia adalah 0 until pi over 2, 0 until pi over 6. So 1 over 6 ni you bawa keluar. Alright, so 4 to the power of 6 dapat berapa? 1000 ni berapa? Berapa ribu?
4096.
4096. Okay, thank you so much. 4096 minus 2 to the power of 6, 64 isn't it? 204. 206. 205, 32. 32, 64 lah kan? Okay. So sin cube phi cos theta. You kena buat substitution ni. Next integration. Okay, so 4096 minus 64 divide by 6. We will get berapa? 600 something kan? Berapa? Kira guys. Saya nak bawa keluar ni constant ni.
682.67.
682.
Tolak siap-siap
Bahagi 6. 672 kan? Dia tak ada point-point saya rasa ni. Dia genap ni.
672.
672 Okay, thank you so much. 672. Alright, well done. So, kita proceed 0 until pi over 2, 0 until pi over 6. Sin cube ni, sin cube phi cos phi cos theta sin theta d phi d theta. Okay, sin cube tu you boleh buat substitution. Kita buat integrasi terhadap phi dulu So we will have let u equals to sin phi. So differentiate u, we get cos phi d phi. So d theta pula, d phi. So itu boleh habis nanti. Okay, so when phi equals to pi over 6, limit of u equals to sin pi over 6 equals to 1 over 2 kan? Sin 30. And then when phi equals to 0, kita ada u equals to sin 0 is 0. Saya punya pen ni tak keluar. Is 0. Okay, so now we will have 672 kosong ke pi per 2. And then integration 0 until 1 over 2 u cube lah. U cube sebab sin ni kan. Gantikan sin ni dengan u ni. So cos phi d phi ni jadi du. Okay, cos phi d phi jadi du. Yang dekat sini dengan sini ni jadi du. So du lah. Du and then sin theta cos theta tu salin balik je lah. Sekejap saya salin dulu. Sin theta cos theta ni tak ada effect lagi. So du d theta macam tu. So u cube jadi u to the power of 4 over 4. So 672 0 anti pi over 2 u to the power of 4 over 4. Substitute 1 over 2 0. Sin theta cos theta d theta. So 1 over 4. 1 over 2 to the power of 4 is 16. 16 divide by 4 lagi. So cuba kira guys. 672 ni per 4. Sekejap 672 over 4. Saya bawa keluar 1 per 4. Darabkan dengan 1 per 16. Sebab 1 per 2 kuasa 4 tu. Cuba kira berapa? 672 per 4 darab 1 per 16. Berapa guys?
21 per 2.
1 per 2. Alright, thank you so much. 21 over 2. Dia kecil lah. Okay. So now nak selesaikan yang dalam ni. Again kita let u lah. Buat substitution juga. Let u equals to sin theta. So differentiate u, you will get cos theta d theta. Nice lah guys. So limit dia when theta equals to pi over 2. So u equals to sin pi over 2 equals to 1. When theta equals to 0, u equals to sin 0 is 0. Okay. So kita akan dapat, saya buat ke bawah 21 over 2 tadi kan. 21 over 2 0 until 1. So u du. Ni nice. Ni cantik. Sebab okay, u equals to sin theta dekat sini. So du ni adalah cos theta d theta. So automatically yang ni adalah du. U punya du. Cos theta d theta. Alright, so differentiate u du. We will get, cantik soalan ni. 21 per 2. Ya. U kuasa 2 per 2. Substitute 0 and 1. So we will get 21 over 4 lah kan. Kita pada depan 21 per 4 ni. Soal nombor 9. Okay, yes. 21 over 4. Alright. Understand guys? This lesson today? Did you understand?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor. Okay, well done. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for your attention. You can dismiss the class.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.